All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to round number 9 of the North American Grand Prix. Monday Night Open Wheel Championship coming to you live from Brands Hatch in England, and I am joined back here again with Brad Maris. Brad, welcome.
Yeah, good to be back. Thanks for letting me reclaim the co-host seat after Jack's fine performance in my absence. So thanks to Jack, and thank you for having me back, and I'm looking forward to this race. What a great one to be back for. Love this circuit out.
I take a quick look at the track map here. It is 9 corners around this circuit as the guys on their outlaps now. We just rolled over to qualify. We're going to jump on board right now with John Houston. Let's see if he can keep it together here around this unforgiving racetrack.
Yeah, John Houston's been looking very good in practice, though, coming through that first turn, Paddock Hill, and into that Druids Bend, actually, was the second corner. Yeah, a great track for these things. I have to tell you, these guys really crush around this track in this Lotus 98T now, coming through that Surtees, very tricky descending radius corner there and into this right-hander Hawthorne's Bend. You know, the key for these guys tonight, Al, is really going to be able to stay on the boost, particularly through some of these back corners here. Whoa! Houston barely keeping it on track there, but even in fourth gear here. So John Houston really has to keep the pace up. He has to stay on it, has to stay on the boost, because if these cars bog down in some of these sections, it's really going to kill their speed. Coming up now here to Clark Curve, this is the last corner on the course. Only 9 corners. They're flying around here. Going to be in the nature of 108, 107, 106.
106 flat for John Houston. Saw Sam Rolfe in the 106s, and yeah, 106.7. He had the quickest time in the practice session leading up to tonight, but I think Houston just nipped him there by not very much at all. Kevin Lemansky making a return here. He is currently in the second position. Matt Taylor down to 4th. Peter Burke now up to first with a 105.9. Wow. So these guys are truly flying around here. Aaron Parsons carrying a significant amount of weight here. Him and Chris Moses both carrying 55 kilograms of ballast due to success.
Boy, I have to think. Sorry, Al, I was trying to sneak one in there. If you're Houston or Burke, I was thinking, boy, that did a great job. You really want to nail that first lap so you have lots of room to play with, and I think they turned in some great laps. So he might be chasing those times to improve them for a while, Al.
Yeah, this could be a very tightly contested qualifying session here. So, as I was saying, Parsons, who we're following right now on track, it looks like he's on an outlap, but carrying some weight. He's only 10 points behind Chris Moses in the Drivers' Championship, and both of those guys on even keel here tonight. Tiago Canola jumps up to 3rd with a 106.3.
Also a very stout time. You talk about that weight Parsons and Moses carrying around. I tell you, it will drastically affect their performance here tonight. Their times look to be about 1 second off of the leader's pace there in that official practice session.
Yeah, so that weight looking like it's having its effects on these guys. Currently Parsons under a second off provisional pole time as Matt Taylor's about to start a lap. John Houston has gone green in the first sector. Ooh, Taylor's thrown it off, so let's follow Houston here as he makes his way through sector 2. Ooh, he's up big, 4/10 up in the second sector. Teammate just ahead of him gets out of the way. This is looking like a very nice lap here from John Houston as he comes to the line, and there it is to provisional pole with a 105.4. As Peter Burke now is starting a flyer.
These guys all on the qualifying tire here, so the stickiest rubber on offer, and only getting one time lap out of these tires, it looks like.
Yeah, this track has a tendency to really do some damage to the tires, but looks like the qualifying tire is not holding up here much more than a couple laps.
Yeah, no.
So Burke a 10th off in Sector 1.
We saw that second sector time with John Houston. I think that is where the proof is going to be in the pudding here for Peter Burke. He's going to want to stay close to that second sector time if he wants a shot at this thing. Running a little bit behind at the moment of John Houston.
Come to the stripe, and he improves to 105.9. So improves on his personal best. Mansky looks like he's just started a hot lap. His teammate just ahead of him. The standings, 3rd and 4th. Going to be 52 laps around this place here tonight. Going to go by relatively quickly, though. Only a minute 8, minute 9 race pace. Ooh, Lemansky takes it off. Ooh.
Yeah, the laps.
Big snap there.
Laps will unwind really quick. Yeah, they'll unwind really quickly, but, you know, we might have some strategy on offer here tonight. Talking to a few of the guys about some of their tire choices. There could be a few teams going different directions tonight, Al.
We've seen a lot of guys have been running a 2-stop strategy and 1-stop strategy also on the table, as well as Brian Story has a violent wreck. Greg Myers in 11th. Talking about Chris Moses back there in 12th, carrying the same amount of weight as Parsons. Parsons, however, up to 7th. Moses, no doubt, is going to want to improve his time here. He's not going to do it that time around. Mike Monahan in 13th. Chandler back in 14th. Ryan Robbins, Chandler's teammate, running in the 15th position. Carter, Jake Feemster. Look like he's set there he goes to a 108.5 as he takes it off in dramatic fashion. So Houston, he was up on his time, but unable to improve. Looks like he had a moment. Burke slowing down to give himself a little bit of space here before he tries another lap.
I'm pretty impressed with that Houston time. I saw that 106 flat into that 5.9, and I did not know that they were going to do much better than that. But apparently I was a little off in my guesstimate on the kind of qualifying time they were going to see.
Takes it off. Sam Ball, 106.6. I saw him run like I said, a 106 flat, but it's about a half second off of his pace currently. Yeah, still in all, not such a bad time, and when you really are trying to push the limit, particularly in this Lotus, things can get a little hanky, so he's got another 15 minutes to set that personal best lap and claw his way up the order. Bravo with Canola, he is 10th off in the second sector, so this is going to be a good lap. Could move him up to second. Ooh, as Lemansky. Canola, both of those guys improve. Lemansky only 0.04 of a second off of John Houston in second. So great lap time.
Houston.
Oh, Peter Burke now jumps up to third, splitting Lemansky and Canola.
And this is what we expect to see from Brands Hatch. Extremely close times. Of course, that's due to the nature of the track. Very short lap times around here, so you would expect that grid to be very tight. And it has done just that.
We're now with Sam Rolfe. On an out lap, so yeah, Rolfe Oh no, he's on a flyer. He's a bit off there in the first sector. So this would be a great result here for Sam. He hasn't... his wheels are... Not sure if... You see what I'm seeing, Brad? His wheels are cocked to the left. Or is that just me?
Looks okay. Looks okay from my perspective.
Oh! Big moment there for Rolf as he takes it off. So Taylor carrying 10 kilograms of ballast as he is on a flyer here. He might be able to jump up here into the top 5. And he does not. So, curious to see there Taylor this far off the pace. I mean, seeing his currently 3rd in the standings. Golden opportunity for him to try and make up some ground there on the top on Moses and Parsons, but just currently unable to get it done here as Houston and Burke get into one another there. Both of them have it coming together, but.
Well, it's not completely out of character, really, for Matt Taylor. We have seen him struggle occasionally with this Lotus 98 T this season. Now, the race results have always been pretty positive. Sometimes he's been a little lucky, but yeah, frankly, we have seen compared to previous seasons, Matt Taylor struggle on some track. Looks like this could be one of them.
Ooh, Kevin Miller takes it wide there, exiting the final corner, turn 9. So. Looks like he was looking to improve there, but unable to. Aaron Parsons back there in 8th.
Yeah, and not so surprising for Aaron Parsons with that 55 kilograms. Look, 1.5 seconds off the lead, though really not so shabby, all things considered, with that weight ballast, and who knows, even a little bit more in the bank.
Parsons improves to 106.8. So it does not look like he improved his position. Position behind Taylor there in 7th. John Watson having a nice session here, up to 9th. Mansky on a flyer there. Taking a lot of that inside curving.
Yeah, that's 7. The line.
6, really.
Yeah, 6 and 7. You can get away with a little bit more curbing in 7 than you can in 6, but yeah, you definitely want to take as much as you can without upsetting the car. Whoa! Speaking of upsetting the car.
Whoa! Man, that might have been. That was close for Lemansky there, as Burke is up in this first sector, as is Houston.
Yeah,
Houston's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him. Canolo's only behind a 10th there in sector 1. Burke loses some time, and Houston takes it off.
Boy, not as full a grid as we have seen in previous events this season, but given the nature of the track, there's still some traffic to deal with out there.
Yeah, this is as Burke improves yet again. So now only a little over a 10th off provisional pole. So he is really putting it together here. Mansky remains in 2nd. So yeah, I know a few guys away on vacation. I think Zahn is out. Joe LaCour, I believe, is out for tonight. But getting that time of year where a lot of people taking some time off, going on vacation and whatnot. But Watson just improves currently. Yeah, it looks like he picks up a spot there over Parsons up to 8th. Mike Monahan now in the top 10. Kevin Miller remains on a flyer. Watson is on a flyer. He is up in the first, not up, but behind just the 10th there in sector 1. It's a little out of shape. Very out of shape there. Final sector. He's got enough to jump Taylor. And improves, but not enough to get in front of Matt.
Really giving up that time in the first sector is Sam Rolfe.
So Parsons to 9th. Moses just improves to 10th. So two guys with the most weight here tonight, neck and neck. As we've got just about 8 minutes to go in this session.
Yeah, time's winding down, but those top 4 are still, you can throw a blanket over them, right? So it's getting to be pretty nervous time for those guys. Maybe they're making some last minute adjustments, trying to find a little extra pace in the car to put them over the top. But the very interesting last 8 minutes we've got coming up.
Boy with Lemansky behind a 10th there in the first sector. Him and his teammate even through the first sector. They are nose to tail. As Canola gets out of the way of his teammate. And nice second sector for Lemansky, so it's going to come down to this final sector here for him.
Oh, he's looking in good shape. Going to be about even coming into the corner here, but it's such a tricky corner. Got to hit it just right.
He takes... No, did he improve his time there, Brent? I believe he might have. Burke is up now in the first sector.
Boy, all these guys fighting tooth and nail. John Houston, you got to figure maybe he's got a... Well, we saw him up, so we know John Houston's got a little bit more in the bank.
Burke up in the second sector.
Oh, did not do a great job there to the left-hander, but still ahead on his time.
Yeah, I was turning.
I think he's going to do it.
See what he can do here to the stripe. Oh, he took it. And he lost time in that final sector. Wow, by over a 10th on John Houston. So let's put this in perspective here. No doubt Houston seeing that time back pop up for Burke.
Yeah, I was going to say Peter Burke, best finish 6th at Interlagos, our very first event of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
But his previous best starting position was 9th.
Wow.
So, yeah, meanwhile, John Houston has had 2 poles this season, but it is currently Peter Burke's night here tonight, which is great to see. So Mansky
looks like John Houston and the rest of the guys going to get only like 2 more timed laps here, Al, so the pressure's really starting to mount.
So, of the guys, with under 5 minutes to go here, the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, top 7 qualifiers here tonight have yet to win the season.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, Canola come close a couple times, including last week. But wow.
Yeah, Canola had a couple chances to take a win. Had some technical issues that with his having some wheel problems, I guess, that took him out of a solid result at Montreal, and I believe I think it might have been Paul Ricard. I think Lemansky qualified second at Riverside. Houston to the line. No, he improves but cannot match Burke's time. He's 0.08 of a second off of Peter Burke. What a lap for Peter. Great job. So Parsons off. Wathen now trying to improve on his time.
Yeah, I just saw that myself. Splits Parsons and Moses there. Whoa.
So Wathen improves his time. Remains in ninth. So Burke back out for another shot at this. Taylor way off in the first sector. I mean, you got to wonder if that just those 10 kilograms for Taylor is having that much of an impact on
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But for him, and I come down to strategy for him tonight as Burke is off the pace there, so I don't think. Whoa, someone's turned around. Oh, Wathen turned around in the middle of the track. Not a good spot to be in. As Canola was looking pretty good before he approached Wathen there. Mansky's got it turned around.
Burke's on the he's on the mediums now, so maybe he's getting some race prep in. I think he's feeling that he's not going to be able to do better than that time.
I don't think so either. I just noticed that as well. So Houston's got to make his way out and try and get one more flyer in, as is Lemansky.
Wow, I don't know. I guess instead of sitting there sweating it out in the pits, you know, watching the guys do the time, maybe get beat, might as well go out and get some pre-race laps in, I suppose. Well, this is it. They're all on their out laps now. All looking for that one last blast. I gotta say, there's actually a decent amount of pressure on John Houston here to do something. Look, this guy was more or less the pre-race favorite. Looking at the stats over the course of the week, he was looking the strongest of the bunch.
Jump on board with Houston with 45 seconds to go in the session. Turn one.
He takes that shallow entry, but rides the line all the way around.
Wolf now improves. He's up to 7th. Houston behind a 10th in the first sector.
Yeah, got a decent run there coming off Surtees. Still looking pretty good.
Canola with a nice second sector. Ooh, he might have just taken it off. Oh, he gets it all wrong. Canola now coming to the line. This could be good enough for second. Ooh, just misses out. Up to third, so bumps his teammate back a spot. Wow. And Well, that I think is gonna do it. Curtis Chandler, I think he is on a flyer. Nope. So, well, Bradley, Peter Burke is going to take his first career pole position here at NHEP on Monday night. On any night, rather. What a performance for him. It's great to see.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, that's more or less what we expect from a Brands Hatch qualified. We expect maybe to see it, more throughout the field, but these cars are tricky, and so a few guys have separated themselves in that qualifying order. But Peter Burke, who I wouldn't have called it, but I think it's great. And now, how does the guy respond? Starting out front and staring a possible, top finish right there in the face. I love it.
Yeah, so it's going to come down to strategy here this evening, and I tell you what, I mean, this is a pretty amazing job from him to qualify in first ahead of all these guys. Like I said, his previous best starting position was a 9th. So I'm going to take a quick look at the driver standings here. We got a bit of a wait before we move over to the race, and yeah, we got about a 6-minute countdown before we move over. So yeah, real quick, want to thank Jack, who has filled in the last couple weeks. Did a fantastic job filling in for you, Brad. So I want to thank him, and it was great to have him in the booth with us, covering for you. So yeah, in the standings here on Monday night. So the Drivers' Championship, it's looks like it's down to, what are we racing now? We got 4 races to go with this one, including this one. So it looks like it's coming down to 3 drivers, with Houston there trailing in 4th. But it's Chris Moses leading with 157 points. Aaron Parsons in 2nd with 147. Matt Taylor currently 3rd with 133. John Houston in 4th with 92 points. And Greg Myers now in the top 5, cracked the top 5. He is currently in 5th with 76 points. For the team championship, yeah, you call it. That was a big qualifying session for Houston. They need that extra point, as it is currently Precision Motor Racing leading with 290 points. T-Brock Dam Bam in 2nd, fading a bit here, 239 points. I believe they picked up some points on PMR a couple weeks ago, but still, any point they can muster would benefit those guys. So PMR leading with 290, T-Brock Dam at 239. Rowdy Burns Racing Team, which is folded, they are in 3rd with 139, amazingly enough. KT Racing, that's Kevin Lemansky and Tiago Canola, they are 4th with 120, and Kung Fu Racing and the Taxi Service tied for 5th with 84 points.
Yeah, still, I think the onus really is on John Houston here tonight. Not only in that team classification, but certainly from the driver's standpoint. He's not out of it with 4 races left to go. And everybody's going to have their bad race. A lot of them actually already have. They're within the top 4. John Houston, he really is going to be looking to maximize those points tonight. If he can come away here with the lion's share of points for the win, he's going to be doing pretty well. Moses, on the line.
Pardon the, we have a race control interruption. We have a, LP check into Tiago's 15% restrictor plate. Is that something on the server side?
Yeah, stand by.
Ooh, a new country heard from. That, ooh. So in the meantime, I guess we'll try to do a little bit of housekeeping on the server side. Looks like maybe Thiago Canola has a little bit of restrictor plate on that motor. Certainly don't want that, so we'll figure it out. But in the meantime, regardless of what else happens, finish my thought as they're sorting that out with John Houston. It's a pretty important race for John Houston, really, because he does still have a shot at this championship. And without those points tonight, it could be looking very dire for him with events running short here toward the end of the season. So, well, I think John Houston's going to want to do everything he possibly can to try to insert himself into the lead as soon as possible, assuming that we start with this grid. As Thiago Canola, it looks like he has, yeah, it's